Alright, here we are guys, back for another tutorial here. Very long hole here, so a broad range of ways to play this. So one of the things that you can be thinking about, especially with a wind like this, straight in the face, I'm thinking of clubs like Extra Mile and Thor's Hammer. You probably want to be thinking, with a Thor 4, Thor 5, you're going to need to go full, probably a royal ball. But I do recommend going over to this left-hand side. It's going to be more favorable. Let's see how this plays out because it's going to be a little close, a lot closer than that you want. If you get a bad roll out there, it will hold up in the rough. As you can see, it rolled through. But there you can see, that's a nice indicator. As I mentioned, if you can use like a royal ball situation, it will help you favorably. And here you can see, I'm going to go a little bit more up towards a Pock 6 here in this situation. I'm also going to aim over towards the side, create a little bit of extra momentum. I'm kind of doing this intentionally just to get kind of an extra distance factor. It's something that you need to be thinking about for your shots. Just to kind of get the ball going farther if you have Apocalypse. And you can see there I'm able to actually launch it over the rough that my opponent hit and get it down here quite a bit farther. And as I mentioned, you could kind of follow suit even with a Pock 4, a Pock 5, especially with a royal ball in that same type of strategy. And that curl approach that I use is going to give you just a couple more yards that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So just something to be positively thinking about. And here you can see that my opponent is that enough? I don't know. So it does, this is a downhill shot. I don't know what their spin is, but it looks pretty spot on. That's pretty good. So you do want to make sure that you can either land it on that fairway similar to my opponent. Otherwise, what you're going to see me do is go relatively full kind of towards the center and towards max. So there's no reason to not go full power here. So that's what you're going to see me do. And just get it up here, hopefully to a thorn shot or claw shot or hornet shot. Really doesn't matter. If you ever wonder, what short iron you should be using, you should be able to make it with all of them, to be honest with you. So right now I'm using Thorn. I've been using Thorn just because it's a good tournament club to have that little bit of extra distance to give you that range. However, for tour play, I usually use Claw. That's kind of my preferred short iron of choice. And to be honest with you, I just haven't got around to changing it or care enough that it even matters. There's a lot of content with me on my channel using Claw, so I've just been kind of broadening my horizons, trying to round out my content a little bit more. And if you're ever wondering why I'm using so much Thorn lately, that's pretty much the gist of it. You can make it similarly with all three. They're the three that you should be using. It doesn't matter which one you choose, whether it's Claw, whether it's Hornet, whether it's Thorn. It really doesn't matter. They're all very good clubs. So let me switch here, and I'll usually play this one pretty much spot up. It is a little bit uphill, as you can kind of see, but I haven't noticed, especially into a headwind like this, very much range difficulties. More than anything, I'll just kind of play it a little bit more towards max in a headwind because I am pulling towards max. Here you can see right around 3 rings. And also get that ball guide going towards the hole. Very similarly to what you see there. And right around 3 rings, as I mentioned. Perfect ball. It's got a chance. We'll see. Oh, so just coming up a little bit short. I should have offset that guy. Well, I usually been using an Ooh, you know what? I didn't use an overcorrection technique. That's probably what I was off by. So you either need to kind of slightly over adjust your rings. I should have offset my guide maybe just a little bit behind the hole with that slope just to make sure that it rolled out. It was probably an oversight on my part When you get a headwind like that, 3 backspin can be a bit much. As you can see, it didn't take a lot of backspin. It didn't roll out very much from the backspin I applied. So something that you got to be a little bit careful of. So good luck with that 3rd hole, guys. Finally was able to get that one, and catch you guys on the shootout here coming momentarily.